I'll answer your questions. This show is exciting, this show is interesting, and this show is about life. Some people hate me, some people love me. That's the price of life and the way it goes. Judging from what I've seen on television, this is your first-rate show. Remember, I'm also running for the U.S. Senate, United States Senate, representing New York State, the great city of New York City. I want to bring something out to you now at the outset of the show. I know you like to talk about domestic issues, and I'll get into that in a minute. There's the Committee to Save Greece. The European leaders met today in Brussels for a summit that has quickly turned into the Committee to Save Greece. German Finance Minister Wolfgang Schäuble, he wants to start a bailout to help Greece because otherwise Athens and Greece is going bankrupt. Now, why am I bringing this up? Greece had a Olympics. They lost a lot of money on it. When you have an Olympics in your city, in your state, in your country, it costs a lot of money. If you don't make the money back on television, you'll lose a lot of money. They took a chance. They couldn't afford to do it, but they did it. They wanted popularity and everything else. They overextended themselves. They borrowed a lot of money. Now, we have a situation right here not far from this office at St. Vincent's Hospital. They just laid off 300 people, 300 people. I've been there. It's a great place. I miss it already. And they're going bankrupt. They owe $600 million. Why do they owe $600 million? Because they wanted to expand. They wanted to buy several hospitals. I think they did a deal with someone in Staten Island Hospital. I'm not quite sure. But they overextended themselves, and that's why they're in bankruptcy. They should not have been in that situation. Is that clear? Are you hearing me right? They shouldn't have been in that situation. St. Vincent's Hospital is the same as Greece. Greece overextended themselves. St. Vincent's Hospital overextended themselves, and that's why they're going out of business. And they're firing a lot of people. It's not the people, the union's fault. It is the administrators, and then we're not talking about them. We haven't heard anything about them. That's the way it goes, ladies and gentlemen. You want to buy more? That's what happened in the bailout. Do you understand the bailout? They cheated and lied and overextended themselves. Then they went before us on television and said, we got to do something, otherwise this is going to happen, that's going to happen. Nothing is going to happen. If we did nothing, the people ourselves would do it. Get rid of all the highfalutin people in the banking industry and the stock market. People asking me a question last week about what would I do if I became the United States Senator from New York, and I talked about jobs. The first thing I would try to do is to talk to the high schools and the colleges in this state to influence them to invent and create. Incidentally, if you want to help me out, you can talk to the Chancellor of CUNY. His name is Matthew Goldstein. To get his number, I want you to call Wayne Edwards of 455 West 59th Street, that's CUNY. The telephone number is 212-237-8211. Wayne Edwards. Have me speak before the students in an auditorium. The students at CUNY, at John Jay College. You can speak to Matthew Goldstein. He's the CUNY Chancellor. Look him up on the telephone. Help me out. Spread the word on Twitter and YouTube about my show and what I'm trying to do for the people. Remember, I want a free college education for everyone out there, all the students that graduate high school. Smithtown Bancorp put a loan to buy a townhouse. Another New York person burned, bought many townhouses here, bought office buildings here, was a successful company, but he overextended himself. And now he's in bankruptcy, he's going to bankruptcy, and he wants help. He wants help from us. The Reader's Digest is going bankrupt. Why? They overextended themselves. So instead of borrowing money and paying the bank interest, this is the process that's being used. They put out bonds So you buy the bonds, you give them the money, and you get an interest rate. But if they go bankrupt, you lose all your money. So they don't want to. Reader's Digest doesn't want to deal with banks. They want to deal with the public because you know very little. Isn't this a shame? This is the system in America. This is the system that cheats poor people like us. Christopher Dodd, when I become senator, I'll tell you right now, I will discuss with you about the senators who are leaving Congress, who are not going to run again. Christopher Dodd is a is a Democratic chairman from Connecticut of the Banking Committee. Very important position. He is a senator from Connecticut, and Chris Dodd is living in Iowa, where nobody bothers him because he's a coward. He's a United States senator in a very powerful position. Bonuses in Europe, double chief executives' pay. This is the bonuses they're giving out in Europe. This is the people we bailed out too. We sent money to Europe too. This is the bailout money. How to watch the banks? I wouldn't even get into that. I wouldn't even get into that. Some are good guys. The general public are paying the price. Okay, that's us. Hello.
Hi, you're on the air now?
Yes.
You mentioned that all of the senators that are in place, they're all leaving. But it doesn't really, to me... You
got to speak up, otherwise I got to hang up.
It doesn't seem like it really matters if they leave because they have drained the system dry.
It does matter a lot. I'll tell you why. They're making excuses and they're copping out because they will not be elected. They're not bailing. Wait a minute, miss. Wait a minute. They're not leaving because they want to leave and they say the place is too hectic. They're not. They love the job. They love the power. They don't want to go, but they may not be elected. That's why they're running like little rats and saying this business and that. They're lying. They are leaving because they will not be elected. Is that clear? Please understand that.
Okay, so some more rats are going to come in now.
Except me.
Except you. But do they recognize you?
No. That's why I ask for your help, miss. I ask you to call up the chancellors, call up the colleges to have me speak to the students, call up networks and have me put on. Well, look at my website. You see my website there? Tom4ussenator.com. Would you please watch my website?
Okay, I'm going to do that.
And you can help me and email me if you like what you read and see.
Okay, then.
Thank you very much. All my TV shows are on there. All my many of my YouTube shows are on there, and all my views. The real estate section. Again, I've seen co-ops and condominiums. Brownstones in Chelsea are going for $7 million. $7 million. I sold brownstones in New York for $150,000, ladies and gentlemen. I know the real estate market. We have been cheated and lied to. If you see television, you'll see Bloomberg underground with his helmet on. Very, very nice. They're building a subway from the east side to the west side, 9th, 10th, 11th Avenue. They're only building co-ops and condominiums. It was a vacant area, and they were going to do things, and they had a town hall meeting, and I spoke at one of the high schools in Chelsea, and they clapped. I told them the rents, I told them how they were cheating us, and everyone clapped. The city and the state didn't listen to me. They don't care. They built right on the waterfront near Chelsea Piers. All those places, they're going for $2 million to $20 million. They're selling buildings in Chelsea for $13 million, an apartment, a co-op. 4 bedrooms, $3 million minimum. How are you going to afford that? How are you going to live there? Yes, hello.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to ask them a question.